few years back, I moved from the U.S. to a quiet little fishing village called Skerries. It's about a half hour north of Dublin. Real nice place to live, right on the water. It's conveniently located on the main Dublin rail line, which is my daily commute. It was late in 2009 when I noticed this lone black rooster hanging around the hedge. Being brought up in the city, I wasn't used to seeing wild chickens and wild roosters running around. It was quite a novelty for me. At first I thought I was the only one who noticed this little guy, but then I started seeing people were feeding him. There was a water trough, and even at one time there was a doghouse out there. I started thinking, who else in Skerries found this rooster as fascinating as I did.
I was trying to photograph him for Skerries News for ages and ages, and I'd come out with I'd see he's there, I'd come home, get the camera, he'd be gone again.
Yeah, it was like he kind of had the black phantom.
Yeah, as soon as you walk towards him, he'd just disappear. So in that first picture that we published of him, we just called him Brewster, and then it just stuck. So anytime we talked about it was Brewster, and it was Brewster on Facebook. And, it just stuck. I guess I don't know why we called him Brewster. We just did.
Yeah, Brewster sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was short for Ballast Pit Rooster. Just like the Ballast Pit Rooster.
Yeah. A friend of ours gave us a call that Brewster was in his back garden, and that he had 2 chickens there, and he took all these photographs and sent them to us, and so we published some of his photographs.
I just said a joke that someday we're going to find Brewster in the backyard, and the very next day we find Brewster in the backyard, and
he's on the trampoline. He's under the trampoline. He's huge compared to our ones.
But his plumage was lovely. He looked extremely healthy for a chicken that's been looking after itself on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Got a lovely rich kind of colours, dark greens, dark blues, kind of blacks and so on.
And he stayed the whole day.
The whole day?
The whole day. He had a sore leg. He was kind of holding it up, and so I just thought maybe we'd catch him and bring him to the vets for a bit, but he was laughing at us. We were like, no way we were going to get anywhere near him. He's just.
It was a bit too intimidating, frightening. We felt like this thing wants to. Because it looked like a fighting cock. It was kind of really good specimen.
Not knowing much about chickens myself, besides what info I could find online, I decided to talk to an expert on the subject. Paddy Byrne is a local farmer that sells organic produce and eggs at the Skerries Farmers Market.
It's a fine bird, but it could be some new breed that was brought in. Yeah. It looks in good stead, but you know by the tail feathers on it that they're definitely cockbirds, right? And the tail feathers on a cockbird goes up and hangs down in an arc, and the hen just comes out straight. It's a longer tail on it. He was lucky enough probably to be roaming for a while, and then came across the area, had probably what he wanted, probably handy food there, probably the neighbours fed him a bit, threw out scraps. He said look at him, so he picked them up, kept coming back to it, and he says, wow, what's the point in moving here? Great roosting, whatever know what, easy food, safe environment, and so what the hell then, he brought the hens in behind him.
Well, he's got a very loud cock-a-doodle-doo, doesn't he?
So yeah, either he drew these chickens to him by crowing, or I think he might have actually gone physically looking for his brood, or whatever you call them.
So at the break of dawn every morning, the cock bird is crowing. So if there was another hen in anywhere in earshot of the rooster, they'd come to him.
Yeah. Did you hear them in the morning from here? 4:00 in the morning. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
That'd be one thing.
Okay, lads, you're all right. Yeah.
I was kind of surprised. I thought people might actually complain to the council about them. The danger, they could walk on the road, someone might have an accident, trying to avoid them. Yeah.
He was remarkable though, stunning bird up close. Oh, he was absolutely beautiful. Iridescent kind of greens and blues. really beautiful. Then he got joined by the red rooster, the kind of Kellogg's cornflakes type one.
Yeah.
It was lovely. And that was quite unusual for two roosters to be together, so
Yeah.
yeah. And then I was thinking maybe that's why they were kicked out of the flock.
Yeah, there's an element of this kind of mythological kind of hero about Brewster, about stealing these all these female chickens from other
Yeah,
houses.
but the thing is that the first one was a rooster.
Oh,
The first
everyone
one
makes
he
mistakes.
attracted. Yeah.
He was just curious.
Or maybe he was misled.
Yeah.
You see there now, you have the problem there where you have more cock boards than hen boards there at present. Okay, so the cocks will fight over the hen boards. You'll have the dominant male doing the dominant fertilising. So if there's too many cocks and not enough hens, there'll be a bit of rivalry going on there. Even if they are from a family of chickens that was growing up, you know.
No, this one came second. The brown and black one came second, and then the brown hen, and then the white hen, and then the baby is the white rooster.
One of them survived and grew into an adult. Only one of them, yeah.
But I think that was the one that got killed
Yeah,
last summer.
yeah.
That
summer,
was the white one.
Yeah, it would have been a year old. I think
Yeah.
kinda in the early days, kind of dogs got a couple of them, and a few just kind of wandered onto the road and kind of.
Well, yeah, they have a lot of enemies, right? Well, they are the domestic cat. Then we have a lot of buzzards. They're a big bird now. You have magpies and scarecrows. That's the fox would be a nighttime predator, and they would only come across nesting birds on the ground.
Brewster, I would see becoming as he becomes more well known and more people kind of invest in his future and all that, kind of being a bit of a town mascot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe starting to appear on like maybe the town symbol is a goat at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll change it to a rooster.
But no, it's nice that they seem to be left alone. I don't think
Yeah,
nobody's
everybody's
hurt
very
them.
fond of them, I think. Yeah.
No one's that I know of is where they're going to hurt them or poison them or anything like that. So I think it's like, I think they're a lovely feature to have.
You know, it's always been kind of. Always seems to have been the kind of main character that everyone's kind of interested in and rooting for, I think, and the other chickens are kind of incidental. You know what I
But
mean?
you see the way they always go together.
Yeah.
You know, if you walk towards them, they'll go together. So they are protecting each other.
Yeah.
They started with him, and then all of a
still
sudden, yeah, and he's still there. It's amazing. And like, for him to survive, like not for a fox or anything to get them, it's just great. Yeah, he's a tough old bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I've seen them on the way down here. And I do love chickens because I've rescued a lot of them over the years. They're little characters, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that people are sort of taking care of them and looking out for them, but I think a little step further would help. You know.
Brewster's part of the kind of the narrative. The story.
The chickens, people, we see them every day.
Yeah.
And it is just a strange thing to have wild chickens at the side of the road.
And every time we pass by, we have to roll down the window, and all the kids have to go "Bakak!"
I thought it was only me.
Yeah, no, we all do. I do it on my own. If I'm on my own driving along, I roll down the window, slow down, and go "Bakak!"
Yeah.